ahead on 12 News. Could it be a game changer for local alcohol sales? How Total Wine's planned move to Maple Grove could impact other liquor stores. Plus, our interview with the new president of Hennepin Technical College. What he says needs to happen to get more students into better paying jobs. And later, a four-legged stress reliever for local college students.
I think he'd be a great therapy dog, and he is. He loves everybody.
12 News starts right now. Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us. There will soon be another liquor store option in the northwest suburbs.
The Maple Grove City Council approved a license for Total Wine and More. And as Eric Nelson reports, it will bring more competition to what some say is an already crowded market.
They certainly are one of the larger retailers of wines and spirits in the United States.
Get ready for wine wars in the Grove.
I'm sure that they'll be opening up late fall, early winter.
Liquor store giant Total Wine and More is coming to Maple Grove, and competition should heat up.
I think it's good big picture for Maple Grove. I think it's, I don't think the city's in the job or should be in the job of picking losers and winners with respect to the free marketplace. So we will see what happens.
Total Wine is a powerhouse in the liquor business, with 117 big box stores in the U.S., including 4 in the Twin Cities.
We've been successful because we provided customers with what they want, and that's service, selection, and price.
Total Wine's MO is to provide a clean setting, a huge selection, and low prices.
Our average store has 8,000 wines, 3,000 spirits, and 2,500 beers.
The City Council's approval of Total Wine was not a slam dunk. There has been resistance, especially from those who think Total Wine will swallow up competing liquor stores.
Should the number of licenses be limited? Should the size of stores be limited? Should the total square footage of all the stores combined be limited? How many big box superstores are appropriate?
Others are concerned that alcohol-related incidents will increase because Total Wine's presence will saturate a part of Maple Grove that has plenty of liquor store options.
We have Costco, Trader Joe's, Whole Foods, World Market. Byerly's and Star Liquor are all within a 1-mile radius of this location.
Of course, Total Wine's stance is totally the opposite. The company says it donated to 5,700 charities last year and has zero tolerance for alcohol violations.
If the employee sells to a minor or inebriated customer, they are immediately terminated. That's our policy.
Total Wine has had huge success in the Twin Cities. The company's Roseville store is one of the top revenue generators in the U.S. Total Wine should open up later this year. The company will hire 50 workers, most of them full-time with benefits. In Maple Grove, I'm Eric Nelson, Channel 12 News.
Total Wine will become the 13th liquor store in Maple Grove. Meanwhile, several other Maple Grove businesses faced penalties for serving alcohol to minors. Punch Pizza, Staybridge Sweets, and Mongo's Grill failed recent compliance checks. It was their first violation in a 3-year period. Rusty Taco also failed an ID check. That was that company's second violation in 3 years. Rusty Taco will have its license suspended for 5 days. The others were given 2-day suspensions. Each will also pay $2,000 in fines. And a Maple Grove bar caught illegally selling a popular Wisconsin beer will get a new liquor license. Maple Tavern was busted for selling New Glarus Spotted Cow on tap. Manager had purchased kegs of the beer from a Hudson, Wisconsin liquor store. It's a felony to import alcoholic beverages for resale unless it's from a wholesaler or brewer. The employees involved with the illegal purchase are no longer with the company.
Minnesota's largest technical college now has a new leader. President Merrill Irving has been on the job at Hennepin Technical College since July 1st.
94% of our students are working right here in Minnesota, so we want to make sure that we increase those numbers and work closely with our industry partners to be a success.
In his first weeks on the job, Irving has been meeting with students and staff. He says he's also met with local companies to talk about how to create a very deliberate pathway for high school students into a technical education.
We know that our students get high-paying jobs once they complete here at Hennepin Technical College. We also know that there's a small pipeline. So we've got to do a better job of making close relationships with our superintendents, with our high school districts, and find the way to get more individuals into, we know that are high-paying, sustainable careers.
President Irving plans to meet with local superintendents within the next month. The college, with campuses in Brooklyn Park and Eden Prairie, has seen a slight dip in enrollment due to a more robust economy.
It's down to 4 finalists now for city manager in Golden Valley. They include the city manager of Anoka, the city administrator of Delano, the city administrator of Windham, and the former city administrator of Wilmer. The city council is expected to choose a city manager in August. And current city manager Tom Burt is retiring this fall. You can meet the finalists at an open house that's scheduled Wednesday night at Golden Valley City Hall. With all the road construction causing delays in and around the Northwest Metro, we're due for some good news. Here it is. In Plymouth, MnDOT has reopened Schmidt Lake Road near I-494. The road had been closed for the past month while crews rebuilt a portion of the 494 bridge over Schmidt Lake Road. You may have noticed soccer fields are a bit busier this week.
That's because teams are preparing for big soccer and kickball games in honor of Liberian Independence Day.
They were the 2 biggest club team in Liberia, and they used to always, when they go at it, it's a very big thing, and it's like a rival game. So it's always, we try to keep that tradition going on.
Soccer player Ralph Turner and his team were out practicing this week, preparing for traditional games to celebrate the holiday. The biggest draw will be games at a celebration on Saturday at Park Center High School.
Every year we celebrate this all over the world, Liberian all over the world celebrate this day as a symbol of togetherness and independence.
There is also a ball Saturday night in Blaine. Liberian Independence Day is actually Sunday, July 26th. Still ahead, a 4-legged solution to relieve college stress.
Then later in sports, a preview of this week's American Legion Baseball Sub-State Playoffs.
But first, temperatures gradually increase into the weekend. Welcome back. In health news, a new survey shows we're not eating enough fruits and vegetables.
Survey by the CDC says 87% of Minnesotans are not eating enough fruit, while 92% are not consuming enough veggies. So how much fruit and vegetables should we be eating? Adults with moderate physical activity should get at least 1.5 cups of fruit and 2 cups of veggies every day. Minnesota is about average for fruit intake compared to other states and below average for vegetable consumption. Well, stress in life can come in many forms.
That's especially true if you're a college student having to juggle a hectic schedule. In today's Health Check, Delane Cleveland looks at what North Hennepin Community College is doing to help students and faculty in need of a brighter day.
College is really stressful for a lot of students. The cost is increasing.
College life comes with a certain amount of pressure.
Because they expect you to get certain grades, and if you don't get to that grade, you can't continue in the program.
It's a lot to put on a person. Combine that with the stress of everyday life.
You gotta work, you gotta pay bills, you gotta go to school, get them good grades.
And it can be downright overwhelming.
Come on over, you wanna say hi?
Which is why North Hennepin Community College invited a furry, 4-legged friend to campus.
He's here for visits.
Meet Pluto, a therapy dog with one important job: bring joy to anyone he comes in contact with.
It just brightens everybody's day, even my day, even though I don't need the dog, but it's just awesome.
This is Pluto.
It's a program that began earlier this year, and so far, he's been an absolute hit.
We need it. There's a lot of stress that comes with school, so I think it's a really good idea.
The idea came about last fall when faculty members got together and wanted to do something to ease student anxiety. Lisa Whalen helped lead the way to get a therapy animal on campus.
It seems like students who have a disability, students who are struggling with a mental health issue, students who maybe lost a beloved pet recently have really gotten a lot of comfort from visiting with the therapy animals.
Comfort, according to Pluto's handler Jane Harrington, that comes from a dog's unconditional love.
They don't care. They don't care what you do. They don't care how rich you are. They don't care. And I think that is what shines through on a dog when they're petting them, that I love you for who you are.
Love is a universal message that, for at least one moment out of a busy day on a college campus, can speak volumes.
It's just unconditional acceptance and kindness that they get from the animals, and that seems to really have an effect on people.
He'll be here at least once a week through the fall semester. Reporting at North Hennepin Community College with Pluto, Delane Cleveland, 12 News.
Thank you, Delane. Volunteers from the North Star Therapy Animals bring the dogs to campus. Faculty members at North Hennepin say they hope to expand the program in the future to have more visits to campus from animals such as cats, rabbits, and guinea pigs. He's probably the most popular guy around.
Yeah, he gets nonstop attention. So
Definitely
I'm sure he loves
does.
it too. Right.
Coming up, meet the teen volunteer in Plymouth known as the Frenchman.
But first, we catch up with the Wayzata High School grad enjoying another great summer of golf. John Jacobson is in next. Not ready for the end of summer baseball, but tournaments are still ahead, and that's a good thing, and we've got some local teams involved.
Local teams hoping to move on to the state tournament. It's coming up next week in Chanhassen. Summer baseball starts to wrap up for high school age players this week with the start of Sub-State, formerly district tournaments. In Sub-State 3, hosted by St. Louis Park Legion, Excelsior is the #1 seed. Wayzata is seeded second with Hopkins third in this 10-team tournament. The quarterfinals are Wednesday with Hopkins playing at 10 a.m. and Wayzata opening at 4 p.m. Champlin is the #1 seed. In Sub-State 9, Ham Lake is the second seed, followed by Coon Rapids and Westfall Armstrong. The quarterfinals are Wednesday with Chester Bird out of Golden Valley playing Armstrong at 3 o'clock, followed by Brooklyn Park and Champlin Park at 5:30. Those games are actually Thursday. Both of those games will be played at Champlin Park High School. And in Sub-State 11, Maple Grove and Osseo are seeded first and second, respectively. That tournament is already underway in Delano with Tuesday's winners meeting on Friday. All of the Sub-State tournaments continued either through Sunday or Monday. The State Legion tournament starts late next week in Chanhassen. Summer training sessions are starting to wrap up this for the school year for the high school teams. This is the final of 6 weeks of summer basketball for the Maple Grove girls. The 9th through 12th graders have worked out for 2 hours, 3 mornings a week since June. The workouts are a big help now and when the season starts too.
We come here and work hard, and I mean we do some plays and 5-on-5 and to get ready for the season, kind of get to know each other, so we are ready to play with each other and have good chemistry when the season comes along.
It is important. We lost 6 great leaders, so we have to establish new leadership both by example and vocal, so yeah, it's a huge summer for us.
We do a lot of skill work, so I mean we're just doing a lot of different things, doing a lot of ball handling work, dribbling work. We'll do team defensive stuff. We implement some of our schemes that we'll use during the season, but it's heavily based around skill work.
Also this week is the second of 2 Maple Grove girls basketball youth camps for elementary and middle school players. Around 70 girls from 3rd to 7th grade are here. This year's camps and workouts are at Maple Grove Middle School, formerly junior high, while construction is taking place on the new floors and gymnasiums at Maple Grove High School. Sarah Burnham followed up a great freshman season of golf at Michigan State University by making the U.S. Women's Open. Burnham failed to make the cut at the Open, but there's no doubt she'll be a top golfer for the Spartans for 3 more years. She's the focus of this week's The Next Level. Here's Jason Malillo.
It's an understatement to say Sarah Burnham is dedicated. Ask any coach she's worked with over the years and they'll tell you her work ethic is unmatched. Burnham made the transition to Division I college golf last spring at Michigan State. She was second on the team in scoring average and third in birdies and shot a season-low .222 at the Big Ten Championships, tying for 18th place.
In college, we play about 1,000 yards longer than in high school, so I think that really changed a lot, and it changed my game as well because I'm taking longer shots in, and I'm not always hitting as many greens or having as many birdie opportunities, so I'm trying to save par more often. And when I get that birdie opportunity, I'm really excited that I have it, and I want it even more, I guess.
Burnham collected a lot of titles before moving on to East Lansing. She won the state 3A title as a junior at Wayzata and led the Trojans to the team title as a senior. The summer before her freshman year at Michigan State, Burnham won the Minnesota State Junior Girls Championship and the Minnesota Women's Public Golf Association Match Play Championship. Still, it was a challenge adjusting to being a student athlete at the college level.
I didn't expect how much time and effort everyone puts into it. Just every day you're busy, like you really don't have that much downtime, maybe like a couple hours at night or on the weekends, but that's pretty much it. I guess that was like the biggest shock is how much like homework you have too and everything. But yeah, the Big Ten is what I expected it, and D1 golf, yeah, it was really good for me. I enjoyed it.
From the time she was a 7th grader on the Wayzata varsity, Burnham has steadily improved as a golfer, and that progression will continue. Burnham's work ethic guarantees it. Jason Malillo, 12 Sports.
Sarah recently qualified for the U.S. Women's Amateur Tournament in Portland, Oregon. That's coming up in August. So she works very hard on that swing. What a great natural swing she has, too.
Yeah, she's very talented.
Yes.
Thanks, John. Still ahead, a really good tennis player who's also a really good volunteer.
We'll meet the teen who traveled from overseas to serve up a unique lesson at the net. We'll be right back. Every year, the city of Plymouth hires dozens of teenage volunteers to help run their summer programs.
Most are teens who live and go to school in Plymouth, except for one. Cassie Bonstrom introduces us to one volunteer who traveled 4,000 miles, all to share his passion for tennis.
Good job.
As these kids learn the difference between the forehand and the backhand,
Come on.
they're also getting a taste of cultural diversity.
I come from France. I am here for teach American kids to play tennis. Oh yeah, very good.
Cyprian Clark is 16 years old, staying with family friends in Plymouth for 3 weeks.
Nice try.
His stint as a tennis camp volunteer was actually his mom's idea.
His mother emailed me earlier this spring and said, how would you like a French student to come and help teach tennis? And it was like, what? This is really kind of a unique thing. And his mother wanted him to come and have some experience and time here in the United States.
Very good.
And knew that it would be such a more meaningful experience for him to actually have something to do.
Volunteer coordinator Jackie Moss hired Cyprian and said everyone has benefited.
He is a ranked tennis player in France, and so that was kind of a wonderful opportunity for kids here in Plymouth to have that experience of an international flavor.
So
for Cyprian,
we will go over.
He's been able to meet more people and share his love of the game with the city's youngest players.
Yeah, it's very, very nice. They are very cute. They call me Frenchman.
Outside of his 8 hours volunteering here at the tennis courts, Cyprian is also taking advantage of the Minnesota summer.
By biking, and I watch baseball.
He says he loves Minnesota's lakes and, of course, playing tennis here with American opponents.
It's a beautiful experience for me.
Whether or not he comes back next summer is yet to be decided.
Yeah.
But he's enjoying his time here, learning and teaching as much as he can.
You know, it's a chance for him. It's a chance for us, for everyone to have this wonderful experience.
In Plymouth, I'm Cassie Bonstrom, 12 News.
And Cassie told me when he interviewed for this position, he was actually being a ball boy for the French Open. So how about that credential on your resume?
What a great summer for him.
Definitely. A lot of good experiences. That's all the time we have for now. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
Stay with us. Community Corner is up next, and we'll see you back here again tomorrow beginning at 4.